Buying a used car can save you thousands. But what if that bargain turns into a $10,000 repair bill? Or worse, what if your engine catches fire on the highway? According to Consumer Reports, there are 12 used cars from the past decade so plagued by catastrophic engine failures that owners call them financial landmines. Today, we're exposing the 12 used cars you should never buy, no matter how good the deal looks. Hit subscribe because this could save you from a $15,000 mistake. Let's count down from bad to catastrophic. Number 12, Nissan Rogue, 2013 to 2014. The Nissan Rogue is one of America's best-selling compact SUVs, but the 2013 to 2014 models hide a ticking time bomb under the hood. 4.8% of Consumer Reports members reported major engine problems on these model years, with the most common issue being premature CVT transmission failure that contaminates the engine with metal shavings. The 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine produces 170 horsepower, but owners report sudden loss of power at highway speeds when the CVT fails catastrophically. One Virginia owner reported their Rogue suddenly lost all power while merging onto Interstate 95 with their children in the back seat. The engine seized completely at 68,000 miles, requiring a $7,800 engine replacement. Consumer Reports data shows engine problems typically occur between 55,000 and 85,000 miles. Right after the factory warranty expires, the CVT failure allows metal debris to circulate through the engine oil, scoring cylinder walls and destroying bearings within weeks. Repair shops report the CVT engine contamination issue is so severe that both components often require replacement simultaneously, pushing total repair costs past $12,000. The Rogue might seem like a bargain at $8,000 to $10,000, but add one catastrophic failure, and you've spent $20,000 on a vehicle worth $6,000. Consumer Reports gave the 2013 to 2014 Rogue a 1 out of 5 reliability rating for engine and transmission. But that Japanese reliability disaster is nothing compared to what this German luxury brand did to its most popular crossover. Volkswagen Tiguan, 2009 to 2011. The Volkswagen Tiguan promised German engineering in an affordable compact SUV package, but the 2009 to 2011 models delivered something else entirely. Chronic timing chain failure. The 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder produces 200 horsepower and was supposed to be VW's answer to Japanese reliability. But Consumer Reports data shows 6.2% of owners experienced catastrophic engine failure. The timing chain tensioner fails prematurely, allowing the chain to jump or break, which causes the pistons to collide with the valves at high RPM. Mechanics call this valve-to-piston contact, and it destroys the engine instantly. One Pennsylvania owner reported hearing a loud rattling noise from the engine for just 2 days before the engine seized completely at a red light. VW settled a class-action lawsuit over timing chain failures, but didn't recall the vehicles, meaning used car buyers have no protection. Consumer Reports members report engine problems typically appear between 60,000 and 90,000 miles, often with minimal warning, just a slight rattle that becomes catastrophic within days. Total ownership cost over 100,000 miles for a 2009 to 2011. Tiguan averages $14,500 in repairs according to RepairPal, while a comparable Toyota RAV4 costs just $4,200. A used Tiguan might list for $7,000, but factor in one timing chain failure and you're at $16,000 invested in a vehicle worth $5,000. Consumer Reports gave these model years the lowest possible reliability score. Now, if you think German engineering is risky, wait until you hear what happened when an American icon went turbocharged. Number 10, Ford Mustang, 2015 to 2016. The 2015 Ford Mustang introduced the 2.3-liter EcoBoost four-cylinder as the base engine, promising 310 horsepower and 35 miles per gallon highway. What Ford didn't advertise was the engine's tendency to overheat catastrophically and blow head gaskets with surprising frequency. Consumer Reports data shows 5.4% of 2015 to 2016 EcoBoost Mustang owners experienced major engine problems, with head gasket failure being the most common issue. The problem is design-related. The exhaust system creates temperatures 200 degrees higher than Ford anticipated, which warps the cylinder head and blows the head gasket. One Texas owner reported seeing steam pouring from under the hood at just 41,000 miles. The diagnosis was warped cylinder head and blown head gasket, with a repair cost of $6,800. Ford issued a recall for some models to update the cylinder head, but thousands of vehicles remain unfixed on used car lots. The EcoBoost engine also suffers from carbon buildup on intake valves because it uses direct injection without port injection to clean the valves. Consumer Reports members report engine problems typically occur between 35,000 and 65,000 miles, often right after the 60,000-mile powertrain warranty expires. A 2015 EcoBoost Mustang with 60,000 miles sells for around $16,000, but a head gasket failure at 65,000 miles costs $6,800, and carbon cleaning every 50,000 miles adds another $900 per service. Consumer Reports gave the 2015 to 2016 EcoBoost Mustang a poor reliability rating. But American turbo failures pale in comparison to what this premium German brand did to its most popular SUV. Number 9, BMW X3 2013. The 2013 BMW X3 replaced its reliable 3.0-liter inline-six with a new 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder that produced the same 240 horsepower, but with catastrophically poor reliability. Consumer Reports data shows 7.1% of 2013 X3 owners experienced major engine problems, with timing chain failure and turbocharger failure being the most common issues. The timing chain stretches prematurely due to inadequate oil flow to the tensioner, causing the chain to jump teeth and destroy the engine. BMW calls it timing chain rattle, but owners call it a $12,000 nightmare. One Illinois owner reported hearing a rattling noise for just 3 days before the engine seized completely at 87,000 miles while driving on I-294. BMW extended the timing chain warranty to 10 years or 120,000 miles on some engines, but the 2013 X3's N20 engine is excluded from this coverage. Consumer Reports members report engine problems typically occur between 75,000 and 95,000 miles, with timing chain failure being the most catastrophic. A 2013 X3 with 80,000 miles sells for around $14,000, but timing chain failure at 85,000 miles costs $12,000 to $14,000, often exceeding the vehicle's value. Total ownership cost over 120,000 miles averages $18,500 in repairs, according to RepairPal, while a comparable Lexus RX from the same year costs just $5,200. Consumer Reports gave the 2013 X3 the lowest possible reliability score and recommends avoiding this model year entirely. Speaking of German disasters, this next luxury sedan's engine problems led to a massive class action lawsuit. Number 8, Audi A4, 2009 to 2011. The Audi A4 from 2009 to 2011 wears a 2.0T badge on its trunk, signaling a 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder producing 211 horsepower. What it should signal is catastrophic oil consumption. Consumer Reports data shows 8.3% of these A4 owners experience major engine problems, with excessive oil consumption being so severe that Audi settled a class action lawsuit covering 126,000 vehicles. Owners report the engine consumes 1 quart of oil every 600 to 800 miles, which is 10 times the normal rate. One Texas owner reported their 2011 A4 started burning 1 quart every 400 miles at just 42,000 miles and was still consuming oil at that rate at 77,000 miles despite multiple dealer visits. The excessive oil consumption is caused by defective piston rings that allow oil to pass into the combustion chamber and burn. When oil levels drop below safe limits, the engine experiences bearing failure and piston scoring, requiring a complete $11,000 engine rebuild. Consumer Reports members report total engine-related repair costs averaging $8,500 over 100,000 miles, not including the constant oil top-ups costing $200 plus annually. A 2010 A4 with 65,000 miles sells for around $9,000. But one major engine failure at 75,000 miles costs $11,000, making the car a total loss. A comparable Lexus is from the same year, costs $12,000 used, but requires only $3,200 in repairs over 100,000 miles. Consumer Reports gave the 2009 to 2011 A4 a 1 out of 5 reliability rating. But German oil consumption is mild compared to what this Korean brand did with metal shavings in the engine. Number 7. Hyundai Santa Fe Sport, 2013 to 2014. The 2013 to 2014 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport became the center of a $140 million NHTSA fine and multiple recalls due to catastrophic engine failures. The 2.0-liter and 2.4-liter Theta, two engines suffer from metal debris contamination during manufacturing that causes premature bearing wear and sudden engine seizure. Consumer Reports data shows 9.1% of these Santa Fe Sport owners experienced major engine problems, with engines seizing without warning at highway speeds. One California owner reported their 2013 Santa Fe Sport suddenly lost all power while driving 65 miles per hour on Highway 101 with 3 children in the vehicle. The engine had seized at just 74,000 miles, requiring an $8,400 engine replacement. NHTSA investigation found that metal debris left during machining operations at the factory was not properly removed, which embeds in the crankshaft bearings and causes catastrophic wear. The bearing failure creates a loud knocking noise for just days or hours before the engine seizes completely. Consumer Reports members report engine seizure typically occurs between 70,000 and 95,000 miles, often without adequate warning. A 2013 Santa Fe Sport with 70,000 miles sells for around $11,000, but factor in engine seizure risk and repair costs, and you're looking at potential $20,000 total investment in a vehicle worth less than half that amount. Consumer Reports gave these models the lowest reliability rating and classified them as vehicles to avoid. If Korean metal debris sounds bad, wait until you see what this American brand did to its compact SUV twins. Number 6. GMC Terrain, Chevrolet Equinox, 2011 to 2012. The 2011 to 2012 GMC Terrain and Chevrolet Equinox are mechanical twins sharing two catastrophically unreliable engine options: a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder and a 3.0-liter V6, both with direct injection. Consumer Reports data shows 10.2% of owners experience major engine problems, with complete engine failure being the most common issue. The 2.4-liter engine suffers from low compression due to worn piston rings, causing misfires, lack of power, and excessive oil consumption starting around 75,000 miles. One Michigan owner reported their 2011 Terrain began consuming 1 quart of oil every 1,000 miles at 68,000 miles, then completely seized at 86,000 miles while driving on I-75, requiring a $7,200 engine replacement. Consumer Reports chief mechanic states that these engines require complete rebuilds or replacement due to fundamental design flaws, not just component failures. Because engine rebuilds are so labor-intensive, most repair shops install remanufactured engines costing $6,500 to $8,500, including labor. Both the Terrain and Equinox experience these failures at nearly identical mileage around 80,000 to 90,000 miles, suggesting a design defect rather than maintenance issues. A 2011 Terrain or Equinox with 75,000 miles sells for around $7,000 to $9,000, but engine failure at 85,000 miles costs $7,500, often exceeding the vehicle's value and making it a total loss. Consumer Reports gave both vehicles the lowest reliability rating possible. American compact SUV failures are concerning, but this next car's engine literally catches fire. Number 5. Kia Sorento, 2013. The 2013 Kia Sorento ranks as one of the most dangerous vehicles Consumer Reports tracks due to engines catching fire even when the vehicle is parked and turned off. The 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine with direct injection suffers from the same machining debris contamination as the Hyundai Santa Fe, causing premature bearing wear and catastrophic failure. Consumer Reports data shows 11.4% of 2013 Sorento owners experienced major engine problems, with engine fires being the most terrifying. NHTSA reports 44 fires, 8 crashes, and 13 injuries resulting from blown engines in 2013 Kia models. One South Carolina owner reported their Sorrento's engine seized while driving, then caught fire in their driveway 2 days later while parked. The bearing wear causes metal-to-metal contact in the crankshaft, generating extreme heat that can ignite engine oil and cause fires even after the vehicle is shut off. Consumer Reports members report engine problems typically occur starting at 69,000 miles, with complete seizure or fire risk increasing dramatically past 80,000 miles. Repair costs when the engine seizes average $8,200, but if fire damage occurs, the vehicle is usually a total loss. A 2013 Sorento with 65,000 miles sells for around $9,500, but you're buying a vehicle with documented fire risk that could seize at any moment and potentially burn. Insurance companies have flagged these vehicles as high risk for fire claims. Consumer Reports gave the 2013 Sorento a 1 out of 5 reliability rating and recommends avoiding entirely. Engine fires are terrifying, but our next vehicle combines fires with sudden power loss on highways. Number 4, Hyundai Sonata, 2011. The 2011 Hyundai Sonata underwent a complete redesign that was supposed to make it a top contender in the mid-size sedan segment, but instead it became one of the most recalled and problematic vehicles of the decade. Consumer Reports data shows 12.8% of 2011 Sonata owners experienced major engine problems, making it more than 12 times more likely to need an engine rebuild than the average car. The 2.0-liter and 2.4-liter Theta, two engines suffer from the same manufacturing defects as the Santa Fe and Sorento, but the Sonata's problems are even more severe. NHTSA issued multiple recalls, including one for metal debris in the engine, causing bearing failure, and another for fuel leaks that increase fire risk. What makes the 2011 Sonata particularly dangerous is the combination of sudden power loss at highway speeds and fire risk from fuel leaks. Consumer Reports members report engine failures occurring as early as 55,000 miles and as late as 95,000 miles, with the average around 72,000 miles. Beyond engine problems, the 2011 Sonata suffers from steering issues, brake problems, and suspension failures, earning it a 1 out of 5 overall reliability rating from Consumer Reports. A 2011 Sonata with 70,000 miles sells for around $6,000 to $7,500, but factor in likely engine failure at $7,900, and you're looking at $14,000 to $15,000 total investment in a vehicle worth $4,000 after repairs. The 2011 Sonata is a financial trap disguised as a bargain. Korean Theta. Two engines are notorious, but this next vehicle adds all-wheel drive complexity to catastrophic engine failure. Number 3, Subaru Forester, 2012. Subaru owners are famously loyal, but the 2012 Forester tests that loyalty with catastrophic engine failures that can cost over $8,000 to repair. Consumer Reports data shows 13.6% of 2012 Forester owners experience major engine problems, primarily excessive oil consumption and head gasket failure. The 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder produces 170 horsepower, but suffers from defective piston rings that allow oil to pass into the combustion chamber. Owners report adding oil every 500 to 1,000 miles, and when they don't, the engine seizes due to oil starvation. One Washington owner reported their 2012 Forester began using 1 quart of oil every 800 miles at just 45,000 miles, and the oil consumption worsened until the engine suffered catastrophic bearing failure at 81,000 miles, requiring an $8,400 short block replacement. Subaru extended the warranty on some engines and offered free repairs under a settlement, but many 2012 Foresters fall outside the covered VIN ranges. Consumer Reports members report engine problems typically occurring between 75,000 and 115,000 miles, with oil consumption starting earlier, around 40,000 to 60,000 miles. Another common issue is the check engine light due to catalytic converter failure caused by oil burning in the exhaust, adding another $1,800 repair. A 2012 Forester with 80,000 miles sells for around $10,000 to $12,000, but engine replacement at 95,000 miles costs $8,400, and catalytic converter replacement adds $1,800, totaling $10,200 in repairs. A comparable Honda CR-V from the same year requires only $3,500 in repairs over the same period. Consumer Reports gave the 2012 Forester the lowest reliability rating. Subaru's oil consumption is expensive, but this next vehicle takes the crown for most expensive engine replacement. Number 2. Volvo XC60 2015. The 2015 Volvo XC60 introduced Volvo's new Drive E engine family, featuring turbocharged and supercharged four-cylinder engines that promise power and efficiency. What they delivered was catastrophic unreliability. Consumer Reports data shows 14.9% of 2015 XC60 owners experienced major engine problems, with fuel pump failure being the most notorious issue. The 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder produces 240 horsepower, but suffers from sudden fuel pump failures that leave drivers stranded without warning. More seriously, the 2015 XC60 suffers from coolant leaking into the transmission, a bizarre defect that destroys both the engine and transmission simultaneously. When coolant mixes with transmission fluid, it creates a sludge that clogs passages and causes catastrophic failure of both systems. Repair costs for this issue average $12,000 to $15,000 because both the engine and transmission require replacement. Consumer Reports members report major problems occurring between 60,000 and 86,000 miles, with some failures happening as early as 45,000 miles. Total ownership cost over 100,000 miles averages $14,800 in repairs, the highest of any vehicle Consumer Reports tracks. A 2015 XC60 with 65,000 miles sells for around $16,000 to $18,000. But the coolant in transmission failure costs $13,000, making the car a total loss. A comparable Lexus RX from the same year costs more upfront, but requires only $4,500 in repairs over 100,000 miles. Consumer Reports gave the 2015 XC60 a poor reliability rating. Volvo's Swedish engineering disaster is expensive, but our number 1 adds highway fires to catastrophic failures. Number 1. Kia Optima 2014. The 2014 Kia Optima is the most complained about vehicle in NHTSA's database for engine problems, with over 1/3 of all complaints being engine-related. Consumer Reports data shows an alarming 16.7% of 2014 Optima owners experience major engine problems, making it 17 times more likely to need an engine rebuild than the average car. The 2.4-liter Theta 2 engine suffers from the same manufacturing defects as other Kia and Hyundai models, but the 2014 Optima's problems are exceptionally severe. NHTSA reports 8 crashes, 44 fires, and 13 injuries resulting from blown 2014 Optima engines. One Ohio owner reported hearing engine knocking for just 2 days before the engine seized completely while driving 70 miles per hour on I-71, causing a near collision. Almost half of affected owners had to replace their Optima's entire engine at costs averaging $7,500 to $9,200. The fires are particularly dangerous because they often start after the engine seizes, when the driver has pulled over. The overheated failed bearings ignite engine oil, causing fires that spread to the front end and tires. NHTSA opened a defect investigation in 2017 and issued recalls in 2020, but thousands of 2014 Optimas remain unfixed on used car lots. Consumer Reports members report engine problems starting as early as 40,000 miles and becoming epidemic past 65,000 miles. A 2014 Optima with 60,000 miles sells for around $8,000 to $10,000. But you're buying a vehicle with documented highway fire risk and near-certain engine failure. Consumer Reports gave the 2014 Optima a 1 out of 5 reliability rating and ranks it as the number 1 most likely vehicle to need an engine rebuild. These 12 vehicles prove that not all used cars are bargains. Some are financial disasters waiting to happen. Choose carefully, get a pre-purchase inspection, and always check Consumer Reports reliability ratings before buying used.